Here to his running back. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On 1st and 10, Blevins. Smith catches left side. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Jet first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they're in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers. You're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. To throw on second down. Blevins. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. In for the score. And the Jets have taken a first quarter lead. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week. We're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. On 1st and 10, Winston. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Here we go, even.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
I'm not sure he falls under the category of mobile quarterback, but he's athletic enough that if you don't keep your rush lanes intact, he finds a way to hurt you.
As coaches like to say, I wouldn't call him a burner, but enough there in the tank. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll try to throw now. Winston. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Winston. Man open, and St. Brown has got it. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of...
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Winston. And he's going to go down again. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. 64 was Matt Prater's record. This would top that by a yard. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's got this one down to the 10. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, it's Bailey, and he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Now they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Detroit!
Back to throw. Blevins. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. As his guys are in for 6, and the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Follow. Sonic.
From the gun, Winston. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll go with a big bang for it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
And on 4th and 1 as a running back, you're looking for any seam you can find. This is not where you want to be a hero and break off a big one. You just need to make sure you get that yard. And here he picks up the first down with a couple of yards to spare.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll run it now out of the guns. And they're running right through it. Finding some room at midfield. There he goes, Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Packers. Amari Cooper, his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers have cut it back within a score. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 2 touchdowns for him already in this first half. This one good for a first down. On first down, Blevins. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Blevins. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Winston. He hits Floyd on the right. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Second down, Winston. And Winston lost the football, but it looked like a Packer. Yeah, Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Third and long for Winston. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, it's third and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
And they'll go on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. A very solid gain of 27.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
Now a handoff looking right. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was a good job by the defense swarming to the football. And you know it's no cinch that you're going to be able to get the ball into the end zone against them. They're number 2 against the run. So what's an offensive coordinator to do? Check your playlist.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Now the Jets will call on the field goal unit here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is indeed good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey, sub. Let's go. Sonic. Green, Trevor C. Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to and got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Packers get set to go. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Hey, sub. Let's go.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
4 down. Check. 4 down. Hey, sub. Let's go. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Kill.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. They tried to run it to the short side of the field. There just wasn't a whole lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it seems like things just kept getting strung out towards the sideline, and he kept looking for a spot to dive up into the gap. There just wasn't one, so that turned into nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
And no gain. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
We got three, fellas. We got three. Hey, sub.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Jameis now on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Throwing to start the drive. Blevins. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
That's it, baby.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Smith. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now they try the right side here. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
Lucky 56.
To throw on 2nd down. Blevins. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this 2nd half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
The Jets on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
All right, now, look at 56.
Looking to throw. Blevins. Flush to his right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Let's convert. Green, triple C.
Following the interception, Winston. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Winston now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Winston. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Jameis to throw it. Being chased out left. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the 1st down with his legs. 1st down, Winston. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Let's go. It's time to play. Sonic. Green, triple C. 5-0.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Third and short yardage. Winston steps away to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep, and he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Here we go, even. Come on, Sunday.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Well, as the play call comes in on third down, you have to think about 4-down territory here. Down a few touchdowns, they need points, and they need big points.
This Jet defense so far standing tall. They need another stop now, third and goal. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that is incomplete. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far. Big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game. Exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true. That's actually right.
It happens more often than you might think. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jets. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. And they'll run it here. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. Well, not only did they try to fake it, they put the ball in the arm of their punter, and it didn't work out.
Not the quarterback.
No.
The punter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Risky.
And it's so funny because when it works, Genius. When it doesn't work, not so smart.
Not so genius.
In this case, not so genius, but I do admire that he went for it.
A first down throw for Winston. Completes it over the middle to Floyd. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. They'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads him into the end zone.
Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down. First down now, but that clock rolling.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Here's a give to Fournette, and he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
He may try and run, and he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with an extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win.
So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the 4th, now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for 2 and decide it right now.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Throwing on first down. Blevins. Wide open receiver complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the gun, Blevins dancing to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because it nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Blevins. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. On 1st and 10, Blevins going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Blevins. It's caught. Smith. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
To throw on 2nd down, Blevins forced out to his left. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. Back to throw. Blevins. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. His first catch, and it's a big one in overtime. It's a first down. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Looking to throw. Blevins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think a Jet was able to recover, and they'll keep possession thanks to a heads-up play. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Operating from the gun, Blevins. Room to run past midfield. Throw left side complete. That's Bailey. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. to throw. Blevins. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw. Blevins. And that's caught by Smith. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down. Well, when they kept the offense on the field, you saw the face I made looking at you like, what are they doing? How did they do that?
Yeah, that's almost a miracle, isn't it? Because the two of us have talked to play callers, and every time we talk to them about going for it on 4th and long, they give us that same look you just gave me. And they always say, I don't have that call on my play sheet, Haas. We just don't have that one. Well, apparently he did, and they got it.
And in overtime, wow. On 1st down, Blevins airing it out deep for Smith. And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. And absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Jets, they inch closer to respectability now at 3-6 on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Kansas City next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Thicker the ply, thicker the ply, thicker the bag. Read them a buying, a lace and no beamer. I'm Brian O'Connor, driving it fast. They were just hating cause they in the way and the way I've been made it. The is mad, man in them baggins, I'm all in my bag. Why I ain't holding around? Just a little Merlin, out the cutie. my denim. She was trying to for a dime. She was in her bag, Fendi and some lane. Asked for a burger, watch in the front seat. We living so wild like Nas. When she was on vacation, we was on roll like tires. Where we gon' that? I'm in my bag like I'm in my bag like I'm really just running for money. I'm love flow, Joe chasing the check. I'm really running for money. I'm Carl Lewis, really running the best. Car moving through these Hoovers, I maneuver with the bag, baby. Never feeling stressed. Car moving through these Hoovers, I maneuver with the bag, baby. Never feeling stressed. I'm really just running for money. I'm love flow, Joe chasing the check. I'm really gonna run up the money. I'm Carl Lewis, really running the best. Car moving through these Hoovers, I maneuver with the bag, baby. Never feeling stressed. Car moving through these Hoovers, I maneuver with the bag, baby. Never feeling stressed. Bigger the bag, bigger the beef, bigger the problem, bigger the be one of the all on the scene. Broke at the end of the month, flow, Joe, kill, mo, run it up, keep clean. Never let them touch, fits like temper tantrums. Girl, come back that up, all in the club, and bring all your girlfriends. Girl, hopping up about a Pearl 6, Louis speed bag glued to her wrist. She was getting paid, she ain't think a thing, but she was thinking slay. We blade thicker than a snigger bag. Talking about she don't come with no baggage. Y'all in her bag, I probably should. I'm really just running for money. I'm love flow, Joe chasing the check. I'm really gonna run up the money. I'm Carl Lewis, really running the best. Car moving through these Hoovers, I maneuver with the bag, baby. Never feeling stressed. Car moving through these Hoovers, I maneuver with the bag, baby. Never feeling stressed. I'm really just running for money. I'm love flow, Joe chasing the check. I'm really gonna run up the money. I'm Carl Lewis, really running the best. Car moving through these Hoovers, I maneuver with the bag, baby. Never feeling stressed. Car moving through these Hoovers, I maneuver with the bag, baby. Never feeling stressed. Money back,